I thought a kiss from my idol would change everything for the better, but it ignited a chain of betrayal and pain, where one careless step could shatter our lives. At 22, fresh out of college, I, Alex, found myself in the eye of a secret love storm with Ryan Titan Thompson, the 35-year-old MMA star from Los Angeles. But society doesn't forgive such secrets, and soon a close one's betrayal forced us to pay a steep price. It started innocently enough. I'd been obsessed with Ryan's fights for years, binge-watching his brutal takedowns and comebacks on streaming platforms. His raw power in the ring made him untouchable, a symbol of unbreakable masculinity to millions. As a closeted guy in a conservative suburb, I admired him from afar, hiding my own confusion behind endless replays. Then, during one of his live Q&A sessions online, I commented on his latest knockout technique. To my shock, he replied, "You're in LA. Swing by my gym tomorrow. Let's spar." My pulse raced as I pulled up to the nondescript warehouse gym in downtown LA the next day. Ryan greeted me at the door, his handshake firm, eyes scanning me like an opponent. "Alex, right? Show me what you've got." We jumped straight into drills, jabs, hooks, grapples. He corrected my form, his grip steady on my arms, pushing me to match his intensity. Sweat poured, and with each adjustment, a spark ignited. It wasn't just coaching. His proximity felt charged, like we were circling something unspoken. As the session heated up, Ryan pinned me in a hold during a ground exercise. Our breaths synced, faces inches apart. Time froze. Then he leaned in, his lips brushing mine in a tentative kiss. It was electric, a rush I'd never felt, confirming the pull I'd sensed in his glances. I kissed back, heart slamming, but he pulled away abruptly. "This can't happen," he muttered, stepping back, his voice laced with panic. I can't risk it." Confusion hit me like a sucker punch. "What do you mean?" I pressed, wiping sweat from my brow. Ryan paced, glancing at the door as if expecting intrusion. "My career's built on being the Titan. Straight, tough, no weaknesses. Fans, sponsors, they'd crucify me if they knew. And you're just starting out. This could destroy us both." His words stung, revealing the chasm between us, his fame versus my anonymity, his denial versus my budding acceptance. But the kiss lingered, pulling us back. Over the next few sessions, we trained harder, the tension building with every touch. He'd linger on a correction, his hand on my shoulder a second too long, eyes betraying desire. One evening, after everyone left, he cornered me against the ropes. "I can't stop thinking about you," he confessed, voice low. We kissed again, deeper this time, the secrecy adding fuel. It felt right, yet wrong, my first real connection, tainted by his fear. Whispers of doubt crept in. Ryan's hesitation grew. He'd cancel sessions last minute, citing media pressure. I pushed back during one late-night talk. "Why fight it? We're both adults." He shook his head. "You don't get it, Alex. My family's old school, dad's a vet, mom's in church groups. They'd disown me. And the MMA world? It's all macho posturing. One rumor, and I'm done." His vulnerability cracked my resolve, but it also fueled resentment. Was this love, or just his hidden shame? The conflict escalated when I confided in my best friend Mike over coffee. "There's this guy. It's complicated." Mike probed, and I spilled enough for him to guess. His face twisted. "Ryan Thompson? Dude, that's risky. What if it leaks?" I trusted him, but that seed of unease planted deep. Meanwhile, Ryan's mood swings intensified, passionate one day, distant the next, leaving me questioning if his feelings were real or just fleeting escape. One night, after a grueling spar, he broke. I want this, but the world's not ready. We agreed to keep it hidden, stealing moments in shadows. But the strain showed. My grades slipped as obsession took hold, and Ryan's fights suffered, fans noticing his off-game. Rumors online hinted at personal issues, ratcheting the pressure. I felt trapped in unrequited limbo, loving someone who couldn't fully commit. Then came the first crack. Mike texted me a screenshot from a gossip forum. Titan scene with mystery guy at gym, closet case. My stomach dropped. Had Mike leaked it? Betrayal burned as I confronted him. Why? He shrugged. Thought it was for your own good. He's using you. The accusation hit hard, exposing the fragility of our bond. Ryan panicked when I told him, demanding we pause. This is exactly what I feared. Napuga mounted as media hounds circled. Ryan's agent called, grilling him on distractions. He distanced himself further, ignoring my calls, leaving me heartbroken and alone. The unreciprocated pull tore at me. Did he ever care, or was I just a secret thrill? Society's judgment loomed, friends whispering, family oblivious but suspicious of my moods. In the midst of it all, I faced my own mirror. Years of hiding who I was, now amplified by this mess. Coming out to myself meant confronting the pain, but Ryan's rejection forced the question. Could I fight for us, or was self-acceptance the real battle? The chain of events had just begun, with betrayal's sting promising more turmoil ahead. The rumors on that gossip forum were like a spark in dry grass, spreading faster than I could process. My phone buzzed relentlessly with notifications, curious friends, anonymous trolls, all picking at the wound of my secret with Ryan Titan Thompson. At 22, I was barely out of college, grappling with my identity, and now the world seemed ready to judge me before I could even define myself. Ryan, the 35-year-old MMA star, was spiraling too, his texts short and clipped. We need to lay low. This is bad. Our next training session was tense. Ryan kept his distance, barking corrections without his usual warmth. Focus, Alex, he snapped as I fumbled a jab, his eyes darting to the gym door. The unspoken rule was clear. No lingering touches, no stolen glances, but the pull between us was undeniable, a current neither could fully shut off. After the others left, he pulled me aside. This can't go on, he said, voice low but firm. My agent's getting calls. Sponsors are asking questions. His rejection hit like a missed block, leaving me exposed. So what, you're done with me? I shot back, anger masking my hurt. He hesitated, eyes flickering with guilt. It's not about you. It's my life, my career, my family. They won't accept this. His words echoed our last fight, but now they carried a heavier weight. I wanted to argue, to tell him we could face it together, but the fear in his voice silenced me. Society's expectations were a cage, and Ryan was too deep in his role as the Titan to break free. I left the gym that night, feeling like I'd lost more than a sparring match. Days later, the tension boiled over. My best friend Mike, the one who'd leaked the rumor, cornered me at a coffee shop. You should thank me, he said, unapologetic. You're in over your head with that guy. His betrayal stung deeper than I'd expected, a knife twisted by someone I'd trusted. You had no right, I snapped, my voice shaking. Mike leaned in, lowering his voice. You think you're special? He's a celebrity. He'll drop you the second this blows up. Doubt crept in. Was I just a fleeting escape for Ryan? A way to test waters he wouldn't dare swim? Meanwhile, Ryan faced his own battles. His father, a retired military man, called him out during a family dinner, according to a text he sent me late one night. "Dad said I'm shaming the family name," he wrote. "Mom just cried." The weight of their disapproval crushed him, and I felt it through the screen. He was fighting not just for his career, but for a version of himself his family could still love. I wanted to comfort him, but his replies grew colder, pushing me away. The unrequited ache in my chest grew. Loving someone who couldn't fully love me back was a slow bleed. Online, the rumors escalated. A sports blog posted a blurry photo of us leaving the gym, captioned, "Titan's new training partner," or something more. My stomach churned. I hadn't even come out to my own parents, and now strangers were dissecting my life. I texted Ryan, begging for a plan, but he went silent. The isolation was suffocating, like I was the only one carrying our secret. My grades tanked as I obsessed over every notification, every whisper from classmates who sensed I was hiding something. One evening, desperate for clarity, I drove to Ryan's gym unannounced. He was alone, hitting a bag with a ferocity that screamed frustration. "We need to talk," I said, stepping into the ring. He didn't stop, his fists pounding harder. "There's nothing to say, Alex. This was a mistake." His words cut deeper than Mike's betrayal. "A mistake?" I repeated, voice cracking. "You kissed me first. You felt it too." He froze, breathing heavy, then turned to face me. "I did, but I can't be that guy. Not in this world." The rejection was final, a door slamming shut. I wanted to scream, to demand he fight for us, but the truth was clear. Ryan's fear of losing his image was stronger than what we had. As I walked out, my heart heavy with unreciprocated longing, I knew the real fight was just beginning. Society's judgment, Mike's betrayal, and Ryan's denial were only the start. I had to face my own truth, even if it meant standing alone. The fallout from the leaked rumor hit like a tidal wave, and I was drowning. At 22, I, Alex, was still figuring out who I was, while the internet dissected my connection with Ryan Titan Thompson, the 35-year-old MMA star. The blurry gym photo on that sports blog had sparked a firestorm. Comment sections overflowed with speculation. Some cruel, others curious. My phone was a minefield of notifications, each one a reminder that our secret was slipping through our fingers. Ryan's silence was deafening. His last text, "We can't talk right now," left me stranded in a storm of my own making. I tried confronting the betrayal head-on. Mike, my so-called best friend who'd spread the rumor, met me at a park bench, his expression smug. "You're better off without him," he said, shrugging off my anger. "He's a closet case, Alex. You're just collateral damage." His words burned, not just for the betrayal, but for the truth they carried. Was I just a casualty in Ryan's battle with himself? I pushed back, voice sharp. "You didn't do this for me. You wanted to play hero." Mike's smirk faded, but he didn't apologize, leaving me with a fresh wound and no closure. Ryan, meanwhile, was unraveling. He called me late one night, his voice raw. "My family's cutting me off," he said. "Dad said I'm no son of his if this is true." His mother's church group had started whispering, and his sponsors were pulling back, citing image concerns. The MMA world, built on rigid ideas of masculinity, was closing ranks. I wanted to comfort him, to say we could fight this together, but his tone was distant. "I can't do this, Alex. It's too much." The rejection stung worse than before, a confirmation that his fear of losing everything outweighed what we had. The pressure wasn't just on him. My parents, still clueless about my sexuality, noticed my withdrawal. At dinner, Mom asked, "What's wrong, Alex? You're not yourself." I dodged, muttering about school stress, but their concern felt like a spotlight I wasn't ready for. Online, the rumors grew vicious. Trolls called Ryan a fraud, while others targeted me, digging up my social media, labeling me a distraction. I hadn't even come out, yet the world was outing me. The isolation was crushing. My love for Ryan turning into a weight I couldn't carry alone. Desperate for control, I showed up at Ryan's gym after hours. He was there, shadowboxing, his movements sharp with anger. "You shouldn't be here," he said, not looking at me. "This ends now." His words were a gut punch, but I refused to back down. "You're running from yourself, not just me," I said, stepping closer. "You can't keep pretending this didn't happen." He stopped, chest heaving, and for a moment, I saw the man who'd kissed me, vulnerable, torn. But then his jaw tightened. "I have to protect what I've built. You're young. You'll move on." His dismissal shattered me. I left, heart pounding with rage and heartbreak. The next day, a new post hit the blogs. An anonymous source claiming Ryan's mystery guy was a publicity stunt. It was a lie, but Ryan didn't deny it publicly. Instead, he leaned into it, posting a video about focusing on the fight ahead. All smiles, no mention of me. The betrayal cut deeper than Mike's. Ryan was erasing us to save himself. I was alone, grappling with unrequited love and a world that judged me before I could speak my truth. The whispers at school grew louder. Classmates stared, some with pity, others with scorn. I overheard a teammate mutter, "Didn't think Alex was like that." The sting of their judgment pushed me to a breaking point. I couldn't hide anymore, but coming out felt like stepping into a cage with no training. Ryan's choice to run left me facing the fight alone, forcing me to decide, crumble under society's weight or stand up for who I was, even if it meant losing him for good. Ryan's betrayal hit harder than any punch. His public denial, calling our connection a publicity stunt in that polished video, felt like a knife twisting in my chest. At 22, I, Alex, was left reeling, my unrequited love for the 35-year-old MMA star Ryan Titan Thompson, exposed to a world that wasn't ready to understand. The online storm raged on, with fans praising Ryan's focus, while trolls tore into me, branding me a liar chasing clout. My phone was a battlefield, each notification a reminder of my isolation. I tried reaching out to Ryan one last time, texting him late at night. "How could you do this?" No reply. His silence was louder than the rumors, confirming what I'd feared. I was a secret he'd rather bury than face. The weight of his rejection crushed my hope, leaving me to question if our stolen moments had ever meant anything. Meanwhile, my life was unraveling. At college, whispers followed me. Classmates avoided me, their glances heavy with judgment. My parents, sensing something deeper than school stress, pressed harder. "Alex, talk to us," Dad said over breakfast, his tone sharp with worry. I couldn't. Coming out now, with the world watching, felt like stepping into a fire. The media frenzy escalated. A tabloid ran a story. "Titan's secret affair. Who's the real Alex?" With my old social media posts twisted to paint me as an opportunist. My stomach churned as I read it, the lies fueling my anger. Mike's betrayal had started this, but Ryan's cowardice fanned the flames. I confronted Mike at his apartment, banging on his door. "You ruined my life," I spat when he opened it. He crossed his arms, unapologetic. You were naive, Alex. He's a star. You're nobody. His words stung, echoing the doubt that gnawed at me. Had I been a fool to believe in Ryan? Ryan, meanwhile, faced his own reckoning. His next fight was a disaster, boos from the crowd, his performance sloppy. Post-match, a reporter grilled him about the mystery guy rumors. He deflected, mumbling about distractions, but the damage was done. Sponsors dropped him, and his family's silence grew colder. He texted me once, a cryptic "I'm sorry, but it was too late." The MMA world's toxic masculinity had no room for his truth, and he'd chosen to conform rather than fight. The breaking point came when my mom found the tabloid article. She sat me down, her voice trembling. "Is this true, Alex? Are you—" The question hung heavy, forcing me to face what I'd dodged for years. "Yeah, Mom, I'm gay." Her eyes welled up, not with anger, but confusion. "Why didn't you tell us?" Dad, silent, left the room. Their reaction wasn't hate, but it wasn't acceptance either. Just a painful limbo that mirrored Ryan's rejection. I felt exposed, raw, like I'd lost the last shield I had. Desperate for grounding, I stumbled into an LGBTQ+ support group on campus. The room was filled with strangers, but their stories of rejection, betrayal, and resilience echoed mine. One guy, older, shared how he'd lost family, but found strength in owning his truth. "You don't need their approval to be you," he said. His words sparked something. Ryan's denial, Mike's betrayal, my parents' hesitation, they couldn't define me. But the path to self-acceptance was a fight I'd have to face alone. The rumors didn't stop, but I did something Ryan couldn't. I posted online a simple statement. "I'm Alex, and I'm done hiding who I am. No details, no drama, just my truth." The backlash was instant, but so was the support. Messages from strangers, some in the closet like I'd been, thanked me for my courage. It wasn't closure with Ryan, but it was a step toward reclaiming myself. The conflict with him, with society, had pushed me to a cliff's edge, and I'd chosen to leap. The real battle, reconciling love, loss, and identity, was far from over, but I was ready to fight for me. The dust from the media storm settled, but the scars lingered. At 22, I, Alex, had bared my truth online, declaring I was done hiding my identity. The response was a mix of venom and support, but it gave me a foothold to stand on. Ryan Titan Thompson, the 35-year-old MMA star I'd loved, had chosen to erase our connection. His public denial, a wound that still ached. His betrayal, coupled with Mike's leak and my parents' uneasy silence, had pushed me to a breaking point. Now, it was about finding my way forward. Ryan's world crumbled faster than mine. His latest fight was a humiliating loss, streamed live to millions. Fans turned on him, not for the rumors, but for his lackluster performance. Comments online mocked his Titan persona, calling him washed up. Sponsors pulled out entirely, and his family's rejection deepened. His father sent a final text, disowning him unless he fixed himself. Ryan's attempt to bury our truth had backfired. The MMA world's unforgiving lens exposed his cracks. He stopped posting, his social media a ghost town, a stark contrast to the hero I'd once idolized. I faced my own battles. My parents, after days of tense silence, sat me down. Mom's voice was soft but strained. "We love you, Alex, but it's hard for us." Dad nodded, his jaw tight. "Give us time." It wasn't the acceptance I'd hoped for, but it wasn't outright rejection either. Their struggle mirrored the society I'd feared, caught between love and expectation. I nodded, swallowing the lump in my throat, knowing their journey wasn't mine to control. The LGBTQ plus support group became my lifeline. Each meeting chipped away at my isolation. A peer, Jamie, shared how he'd rebuilt after being outed. "You don't need everyone to get it," he said. "You just need to know you're enough." His words fueled my resolve. I started volunteering with the group, helping others navigate their coming-out fears. It wasn't easy. Trolls still flooded my inbox, and whispers at college persisted. But every step felt like reclaiming ground I'd lost to Ryan's denial and Mike's betrayal. One evening, I got a message from Ryan, the first in weeks. "Can we meet? I need to explain." Against my better judgment, I agreed, driving to a quiet park where he waited, alone on a bench. He looked drained, the Titan's fire gone. "I messed up," he said, voice low. "I thought denying you would save me, but it's killing me." He admitted he'd been scared of his family, his fans, himself. "I'm not ready to come out, Alex. Maybe I never will be, but you deserve better than what I did." His apology was raw, but it didn't erase the pain. "You chose your image over us," I said, my voice steady despite the ache. "I can't keep waiting for you to choose me." He nodded, eyes downcast, accepting the consequences. For the first time, I saw him not as the Titan, but as a man trapped by his own fears. I walked away, not with closure, but with clarity. My worth didn't hinge on his choices. Months later, I was stronger. The support group connected me to a community that celebrated who I was, not who I hid. My parents started asking questions, small steps toward understanding. Online, my post had inspired others, and I found purpose in sharing my story at campus events. Ryan, meanwhile, faded from the spotlight. A blog mentioned he'd left MMA, taking a coaching job in a small town, far from the fame that had caged him. His silence spoke volumes. He'd paid the price for running from himself. The fight wasn't over. Society's judgment still loomed, and some days the weight of being out felt heavy. But I'd chosen myself, and that was enough. Love, I learned, wasn't just about another person. It was about standing tall in your truth, even when the world pushed back. As I moved forward, I carried a quiet hope that one day others like Ryan could find the courage I'd fought for, and that acceptance for all of us was worth the battle.